Last month I was looking through the Game Pass again. I downloaded and tested a bunch of titles to check which game could be fun to play for you. One specific title really stuck out and got my attention, because I had never played it before. So let's do Game Pass Pick of the Month, and maybe you consider clicking the like button. It really helps spread the video to more people. Enjoy watching Volume 2. Alice, trapped in her own world of madness. A psychological horror action-adventure game which was released back in 2011 and published by Electronic Arts. After the tragic death of her family in a fire, Alice, a young woman, struggles with the trauma and mental illness set in a weird alternative Victorian London and Wonderland. She needs to go through both creepy worlds to fight against dark creatures and solve puzzles in Wonderland, where she will recover certain parts of her memories to find out what really happened. Along the way, she also will meet the famous Cheshire Cat, which provides her with cryptic advice so she can navigate through Wonderland. Throughout the dark and twisted world trapped in her madness, we dive into a truly unique interpretation of Lewis Carroll's classics, Alice Adventures in Wonderland. The gameplay has more like a jump and run feeling, and I was surprised how smooth and perfect it is. I've played the game for the very first time, and sometimes it even reminds me of newer games like Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, for example. So I wondered if the gameplay of Alice Madness Returns had some influence on newer action-adventure games, but it looks like it did. Walking around and exploring, jumping from one place to the other, or fighting against enemies feels so good. Very often even better than in newer games, like The Lord of the Rings Gollum, for example, which was a big disappointment on all fronts. When it comes to the graphics, of course it is old, and was released on Xbox 360, Windows PC and PlayStation 3 over a decade ago. There is no modern HDR calibration or things like motion blur or other filters, but after a few minutes and after the first few cutscenes, it will be forgotten. Especially the cutscenes, which have such a wonderful artwork design. It lets you dive into the game's environment and it almost feels like you watch a show. The artwork is so gorgeous that I have to mention it here, because they truly did a fantastic job. And in my opinion, it almost deserves a remastered version from scratch for the in-game graphics. They don't even have to remake the cutscenes. So, worth a download and test it if you are a Game Pass subscriber? Well, if you have never played it, this title is absolutely worth checking out. And you will get something very satisfying here that's worth your time. I hope you enjoyed this review. Don't forget to leave a like and have a wonderful day. See you next time on About Games STV.